Welcome, foolish mortals! Disney just released the tickets and dates for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which is a separately ticketed event at Walt Disney World.
We thought it would be appropriate to share our tips, tricks and experiences with you as we were lucky enough to have attended last year.
What we think is the most important is planning and prioritizing, especially prioritizing, because there will be a lot of things you would want to do. Trick-or-treating, character meets, rides, parades, shows, fireworks. You're gonna have to make some sacrifices and you have to prioritize before you go on what's the most important things you want to do.
Yeah, you can't do it all.
No, there's just not enough time for that. You're allowed to enter the parks a few hours before the event actually starts, so that might be a good opportunity to get some things out of the way that you can do even before the party kicks off. For example, what we've done is that we knew that we want some popcorn buckets and sippers, and we knew that there was going to be a massive queue for that, but we didn't want to waste party time. So what we decided to do is to get in earlier and start queuing up for them. And it worked out. The one thing that I really wanted, I wanted it for years, is the mini Winifred zipper. The interest for this was absolutely overwhelming. They never had enough. We saw it in blogs before that they just, people were queuing up for hours and in the end they didn't manage to get any. But luckily we started queuing up. I started queuing up for this one and I managed to secure it. And in the meantime,
whilst Laszlo was in the line for Winifred, I was in the line for this Mickey popcorn bucket, which I think is just adorable. But
and he lights up.
Yeah, he lights up. He's currently lit up. I don't know if you can tell on camera. You can see a little. But whilst I was in line for this little guy, I was talking to some other people who brought to my attention that there was a scary teddy popcorn bucket being sold.
Was released on that day actually when we went.
So as I'm queuing up for this little guy, I'm texting Laszlo saying, do you want this little guy as well?
And Laszlo said, yes, I want that guy too.
Isn't he adorable? Fill his whole body with popcorn. So apparently this was like a big thing that everybody was in line for. Yeah. I was like, why is there this giant line for this little popcorn bucket?
It turns out that the showstopper there that day was the scary teddy.
Yeah, it turns out I was the only person in line who actually wanted the Mickey bucket.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted this guy. And what was I, like 5th in the line?
That was the period when it was absolutely pouring down, raining.
Oh my God, the rain. That was so bad, the rain. I was dressed as Rapunzel and I had these really long extensions and I had it wrapped around my neck, just trying to keep them dry.
One great thing about this event is that you are actually allowed to dress up as characters, because normally you can't. So here you can properly cosplay as whoever you want. So Hannah was dressed as, she said, Rapunzel, and I was Han Solo.
Everybody thought you were Flynn Rider though.
Now, whenever talking about prioritizing, there's a few things that you have to keep in mind. There are some ride overlays. For example, the Haunted Mansion. In the queue line, there are actual live actors putting on a show for you, which is absolutely brilliant.
I'm drop dead gorgeous. I mean, look at me. You're the luckiest girl in the world.
Oh, yes. She's beautiful, isn't she? It's because of that oil of decay she has.
And when that doesn't work, I use good old spackle. Yes.
Well, why don't you take a tour of the mansion and decide where you'd like to stay?
Yeah, oh, go find your dude, Bobby.
There he goes.
Pick out our wedding song when you get to the piano. Tell Mama what you want it to be.
Oh, yeah.
And then also you have, for example,
Space Mountain. All the lights are off, complete darkness, so cool. And also the teacups had like disco lights going on. They had special Halloween music going on. It was so good.
And these are going to be the rides that will have the most wait time. If you want to do anything else, there's basically no wait. Like Tiana's Bayou Adventure was quite new at the time, and there was no queue for it whatsoever. And back in the days, it was virtual queue. That was the only time when it was actual standby line.
And whilst we're on the ride, as we're coming down for the big drop, all of a sudden, Fireworks are going on. So cool.
Another thing that we suggest you to do if you're there is to watch the Sanders and Sisters show, because it's absolutely outstanding.
I said, what year is it? Sisters, it has been 31 years since we've last returned. We're getting better at this. And it is All Hallows Eve, our favourite time of year.
Oh, but Winnie, remember what happened on our last Halloween?
Return to death! Death, 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 death! Ah! Do not remind! We call forth its ruler of death and disdain. I come and inspire with devious plots, a desire for birds all covered in spots. Impress us, O pirate, from a faraway land. Strike fear in our hearts with a hook or a hand. Taking lock. We invite and compel here a slithering snake with a sorcerer's power to give but not take. Scared of people! Enter, good lady, by thee we are graced. Though manners be proper, they are but two-faced. Golden Key!
I've been wanting to watch that for years, and finally we've seen it, and it was just an experience. It was absolutely fantastic and couldn't recommend it enough.
But unfortunately, my feet decided to give in. So we had to take a detour to the Emporium to try and find some flip-flops. Because of course, for my Rapunzel outfit, I brought some shoes that were a size too small. So we're looking around in the Emporium, trying to find some flip-flops, and a cast member see us looking at some sliders. And she asked me for my shoe size. She disappears off for like 10 minutes. We thought she forgot about us.
She's gone.
Yeah, she just disappeared. And then she returns. And she's like, okay, here's a bag to put your shoes in, put these on.
And
there
it was
you
like
go.
those brand new Crocs slippers that
Yeah.
just came out, the Mickey
Crocs
ones.
aren't cheap.
And then I was asking the girl, like, okay, so where can we go and pay?
And she's like, no, just put your shoes in this bag, put these on, and off you go.
Yeah, she said princesses shouldn't have sore feet.
Because I'm a little princess.
Yeah, and you're even dressed as one. So it was proper Disney magic. It was. We were so overwhelmed with it, really. Funny story about the feet, by the way. Whilst we were queuing for the sippers and popcorn buckets, we also managed to get some event-exclusive snacks.
Oh yeah, whilst I was in the line for the popcorn buckets, I got the Halloween exclusive churros. They were just churros with like green and purple icing on. But they were cute. I took some nice pictures in front of the castle with them.
Yeah, exactly. And I got the Madame Leota cake pop.
Oh my god, that cake pop!
It was so good. It was like a red velvet cake pop. Somehow, as Hannah was eating it, a piece of it dropped in her shoe. But we never realised it until later on when we found it and we thought that her foot was bleeding.
So I think my foot's bleeding. Like, oh my god, I need to go to first aid. Turns out it's a piece of red velvet in my shoe. We also had, it was some form of pulled pork burger kind of situation in like a black bun. That was very tasty. We split that. And we also had a witch's finger dessert. It was like almond lady fingers in like an apple. It was like an apple jelly. Yeah.
It looked so cool, and we saw that before the event, and we definitely want to have that. And they were both at Cosmic Race Starlight Cafe, so it was handy enough.
Very Instagrammable.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things as well that you have to prioritize, the snacks, the event exclusive snacks, because they're loads. And when we went in, we had the list what we wanted to try, which was basically all of them. But it just...
We can't do all of it.
No, there's absolutely no chance doing all of that. Because...
There's still those chicken wings I wanted to try and never tried them.
Yeah, because you just don't have the time for it. You don't realise how fast time is running. You just check the time and you're like, oh my god, we only have like 2 hours left. We have to do this and that.
One of the priorities for me was the trick-or-treating.
Yep. Because that's one of the things there at the party, that there are trick-or-treat locations and you get a bag at the beginning and then they fill it up with all sorts of American candy. Most of them you can't even get in the UK.
Life hack, bring an extra bag with you, because you fill that little bag full of candy and you need somewhere to dump it so you can get more. The challenge is to get your money's worth of candy. Just fill that bag up, dump it out, fill that bag up, dump it out. Get your money's worth.
But what we would say not to do is to specifically go to those locations, because anywhere you go in and you do your own business, whatever you want to do, you will find one along the way.
Yeah, they're everywhere. So if you're going to go from A to B to do whatever ride, there's going to be a trick-or-treat trail on the way. So don't prioritise going to this set location for trick-or-treating, because whilst you're on A to B, you're going to cross about 3-4 trick-or-treat stations.
Yeah. And towards the end of the evening, they're not skimping on it at all, because normally you just get a scoop and then goes in the bag.
End of the night, they scoop, shovel all that stuff into your bag.
So
they're
you
not
can get
messing
loads.
around.
No, absolutely not. They were not skimping whatsoever. And if
Yeah.
you ask them like to give you 2 scoops, they're going to give you 2.
Another bonus of the night was these photo ops. The
Yeah.
park's a lot more quieter. Like, after the party ended, they were still doing these photo ops, so we got some lovely photos in front of the castle, and it's all lit up green, purple, spooky colours. We got some lovely photos. We even got some lovely photos before the party even started,
Yeah.
by the side of the castle.
And the other thing is character meets.
Yes.
There are some event exclusive character meets that you will want to do, because you just won't get them anywhere else. For us, the main thing was
Elvis Stitch.
Elvis Stitch, because we love Elvis Stitch, and I always say that there's not enough Elvis Stitch around. They just don't make them. They
He's
should make.
so iconic.
Absolutely. So I think that was the longest we've ever queued for a character.
Yeah.
And that was around 45 minutes or so, I believe. There was one other character meet that we really wanted to do, and that was
Jack
Sally
and
and Jack.
Sally.
Yeah, Jack and Sally from Nightmare Before
Christmas.
Christmas. And they were right next to the entrance at City Hall.
Normally where Mickey Mouse meets during the day. During the
And-
party, they switch it to Jack and
But
Sally.
the queue times during the night were absolutely crazy.
Yeah, at the
Sometimes
start of the party, it's like 3 hours
200
wait,
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were like, oh, we're not going to be able to do it. So when we said prioritize and make sacrifices, we decided to make a sacrifice there, as just before the fireworks show started, we already knew that the big Jack Skellington figure is not, or character is not going to come out because it was raining before. So what we've done is we just saw that the wait time for Jack and Sally dropped to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we decided that we're going to go for Jack and Sally instead of watching the fireworks, because...
Yeah, we'd seen them like 100 times on YouTube. All these Disney influencers on YouTube posted Halloween party video, Halloween party video, Halloween party video. I knew those fireworks to a T without even seeing them. So I was like, fireworks or Jack and Sally? I've never seen them before. I gotta go see them. I gotta go meet them.
And it was such an amazing character interaction as well. Like, they were absolutely brilliant. What was it that Jack kept saying? Oh, how awful meeting you.
How awful to meet you.
We think it worth the sacrifice. But there's one thing you shouldn't sacrifice, and that's the parade.
Oh my god, yes, the Gravediggers from Haunted Mansion. I love the Haunted Mansion.
The Boo to You parade is something that you've never seen before. We saw it so many times on YouTube. But
It
when
was a
you...
rainy day version that we saw though, because we didn't get to see the Headless Horseman.
Normally it starts with the Headless Horseman coming out. But when it it's been raining or it was raining before a few hours, they don't bring him out just to protect the horse, which makes perfect sense. So remember, like, we were running from...
Yeah, we thought we missed it because we were running from... We just were riding the Haunted Mansion and we thought we missed it, so we were sprinting from the ride trying to catch the parade, like, where is he?
And then it turned out that he wasn't out anyway, so we
Yeah.
didn't miss anything. But that parade, even if you've seen it a million times on TV, on YouTube, it's worth watching because it just hits different.
It will not compare to how it is in person.
My favourites were on one of the floats, Minnie, Clarabelle and Daisy dressed as the Sanders and Sisters. There was loads of Sanders and Sisters merch, so it was kind of like a theme
Yeah.
going on around it, but it was just great. I don't mind it because I love the Sanders and Sisters, especially when they're dressed as Disney characters, or Disney characters are dressed as them.
We got a load of pins and merch from the night as well.
But we would suggest that you get them as early as possible because, first of all, the queues are going to be massive and they are going to be running out of stock very, very quickly. We actually didn't even manage to get all the pins that we wanted. I think there was one that we couldn't get, but besides that, we managed to get everything. For example, we got the Spirit jersey, and we got all the pins, we've got Halloween mug, we've got literally everything that we wanted to get, except for that one pin. But don't leave it till last minute, get it as quickly as possible. Also, what I would suggest to do is what we've done is once we've done at the beginning, we got the sippers, the popcorn buckets, we've done the merch round, we went to the front of the park, to the entrance.
Put it in a locker.
And we put them all in a locker.
Don't have to carry it around.
Exactly. So after that, we knew that we bought everything we wanted. We don't have to carry anything around. We can just enjoy the event after that.
Yeah. Another part of the Halloween party is there's just random characters dashed around for you to see.
Villains mostly.
Mostly villains, because it's Halloween, why wouldn't there be? So as we're walking into the party, normally that little walkway where you get all, like, the candy bags,
Yeah.
they had Cruella de Vil up on a little pedestal ladder.
Yeah, she was
stage
like
thing,
interacting with everyone and making comments about people, and she was just so funny.
ripping into you emotionally.
Everything, right? I can't wait to meet you at 16. You're going to be a terror. Oh, what? Who said that? Who said that? Oh, me. Oh, don't tell them that. They're going to start those rumors again.
We didn't see that ourselves, but we know that there were villains at the Princess Pavilion as well, where you have the photos taken there. As you were waiting, there was the Evil Queen and there was Maleficent. I wish we knew about that, because then I would have gone. So we kind of missed on that.
I'd say we gotta do it again, just to, like, cover all the stuff that we missed.
A lot of people say it's a one and done, and in a way it can be a one and done, but
Might be a two and done.
yeah, probably because you just can't do everything that you want.
And they change it each year. Like, I'd say you gotta do it twice to do everything that you want to do, but then next year they're gonna change it, there's something new, you just gotta go again.
Do you think it worth the money?
Yeah.
I know that this year the prices have gone up slightly. Like, the cheapest ticket is still the same price, I think $129 per person. But the most expensive, and it depends on which dates you're going, is I think now $229, which is a massive difference between.
It just depends on when you go.
Yeah, but if you manage to get to go on one of the dates that are cheaper, I think the $129 price was realistic. You got quite a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Especially that we got those Crocs.
Oh my god, yeah, $50 Crocs for free.
Yeah, so it does worth it in that way. But if it comes to $229, I'm not sure about it, because for the two of us that would be like nearly $500.
Yeah. For two people, $500. Like, you think trying to calculate the amount of candy that you do, the amount of meet and greets, the specialty food, but you still pay for. It's not like it's free food or anything. If you aim for one of the cheaper nights, you can get your money's worth.
Yeah. And we've done it towards the beginning of it. So I think it was the third or fourth night that was on. And we managed to get the cheapest tickets. And it was busy, but it was not hectic. It was not packed. It was not like that you had to cut through lines of people to get from A to B.
Like we went on Tiana's, which was at the time a virtual queue.
Yeah, it was the only event
We
where you could
walked
actually
onto
ride it
it.
and stand by it.
Yeah, we walked onto Tiana's at the time, which is
Yeah.
so cool. And at the time that we went on the ride, it was night time.
The annoying thing was that our plan was that it was towards the very end of the night. So we said we're going to go on Tiana's because at the end of Tiana's there's a trick-or-treat trail.
Yeah.
So we were like, if we get there a few minutes before midnight, we're going to get all the candy that we want. But the problem was that as the ride was ending, there was a backlog of ride vehicles. So there was a little bit of a delay there. And by the time we got out, it was like 10 minutes past midnight and the trick-or-treaters were gone.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. Like, we can't really complain.
Another bonus to the trick-or-treating is one of the trick-and-treat spots is in Monsters Inc. laugh floor.
Yeah.
So whilst you're walking through the laugh floor, there's all the characters making comments about everyone. And you can take a break, you can sit in there, listen to all the comedy, or you can just walk through and get your candy. But that was a two scooper stop.
Yeah.
So you go in,
Very
you
popular.
get a scoop of candy, you go through the laugh floor, you can sit in there, you can watch screen or whatever. But as you're leaving, you get another scoop. That is a life hack. If you want to go for extra candy, go to Monsters Inc. laugh floor because that is a 2 scooper.
So yeah, basically that's it. We had a fantastic time there, minus Hannah's sore feet, which put a bit of a dampener on it. But we managed to get past that, and we had a fantastic time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Would absolutely do it again, and if you're there at the time, we would suggest to have a look at it. Also, the tickets are now out. What we've done last year is that when they come out, there was an offer on attraction tickets where we usually get our packages from for Disneyland Paris, and we got an extra, I think, 5% discount on it. So it's not too much, but you know, that 5%, a few quid here, a few quid there, that's an extra pin. Extra something, you know, every little helps.
Like a free pin.
Yeah, so have a look at it, think about it, and that's really our review of it. And if you're a real foolish mortal, which we hope you are, make sure that when you're there, you ride Haunted Mansion, because you have to do Haunted Mansion at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
It's not a Halloween party without the Haunted Mansion.
Exactly. Make sure you like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, don't like the video. But if you liked it, and we hope so, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel because we're going to try to put more and more content now on YouTube. As you can see, we both like to talk. And Instagram is great, but it only allows us to talk for 3 minutes.
So we're going to talk somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. We have to find somewhere else to talk to you. We're still going to continue with our Instagram. We're going to put shorter reels there of some events and some merchandise. But whenever we need to talk to you properly, we're going to be here. Let us know in the comment section if you've ever been to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and if you've got any tips or tricks that you want to share with the others, because I think it's great to know some stuff about these events before you go there.
But until next time, stay spooky.
Bye!
Under the sea, when the sun begin to begin, it's music to feel.